What's up, guys? Scott Lett here, owner of Iron City Power Washing. I'm currently headed to the gym to get my morning workout in before we start another commercial job today. So I'll be showing you guys what we're going to be cleaning out there. It's pretty much a full property wash on a good sized building. The guys are going to get there a little early and get started. I'm going to work on some prospecting things this morning, send some emails, and then I'll head out there because I enjoy the field work too. So I can't sit in front of a computer all day. That's not my personality, but it needs to be done. I have a good system down of how I contact these individuals to get their attention, and they'll eventually call me when they need us. So we'll be out there later this morning, but I want to talk about something. So keep in mind, guys, this channel, it's helpful for, I feel like, everyone, but I'm really wanting to help the new guys, the guys that are kind of in a lull, year 1, 2. You're still trying to figure things out. You're still trying to learn equipment, and everything's still pretty new, right? But obviously the biggest obstacle is getting work, right? Which that's the heart and soul behind this channel, is to keep your mind the best of my ability on what's important, which is you getting work, you having consistent lead flow that you are converting into jobs, you pricing right, you keeping your customer happy, you doing quality work, not trying to speed through things, like just your very basic foundations of a business. All right, very rarely do I talk about equipment, or talk about washing. We've been over that before, right? But so when I make these videos, and I say, hey, you don't need this, that, the fancy equipment, like the Flow Pros, all the X6 gas roof pumps. I'm really talking to you newer guys, okay? Look, like, we've had all the fancy stuff. We've had proportioners. We've had gas roof pumps. And the reason those things aren't on my truck is because I personally did not have a good experience with those things. And every time I see a trailer at the place where we get our chemicals, our wash store here in Birmingham, it's either a gas roof pump problem, proportioner problem, some kind of electrical problem. There's some deer. One second. That's some big old does. So look, guys, I'm telling you, based on my opinion, like anything that has solenoids, anything that has any electrical components, it's gonna give you some trouble. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. All right, so I avoid anything that involves electricity, with the exception of my 12-volt pump, right? Because I can swap a 12-volt pump out in 10 minutes. I'm back up and running. But if your seals go bad in the gas roof pump, all the electrical things going on in all these fancy pumps, man, like nothing is ever simple when you get fancy. All right, so, but what I'm encouraging you guys is like everything we do is without all the fancy stuff, and we still get the job done, and we get it done efficiently. You just got to figure out how to do it without all the fancy stuff. Like, we have manual hose reels. All right, I don't have the Flow Pro. Like, I think it's awesome, but is it absolutely necessary when you first get started, or if you're year 7 like me? No, because a lot of times, we're showing up to these houses working together. I can have one guy soaping and another guy behind, whether it's myself or my business partner, rinsing. So we don't really need Flow Pros. So I just wanted to, clear the air. Like, I'm not hating on all these things. I just think they cause a lot of issues. And us, as busy as we are, I know a lot of you guys are busy too, we just don't have time. We don't have a whole lot of extra time to spend fixing things. So we keep everything very mechanical on on our trucks, right? We downstream about everything. We X-jet and we 12 volt. We batch mix, which there's nothing wrong with batch mixing. I mean, it's hard to mess up that. I've heard guys that the proportioners never dial in right. They leak. They just don't work. Like I said, the gas roof pumps, they work great when they work, but when they go down, they go down. So I always tell the guys here in Birmingham, they'll call me and ask me about the gas roof pump. I say, get rid of it. Go get you a nice Remco. Go get you an Everflow. Plumb it up with a 1/2-inch Flexzilla hose, air hose. Use a 4 gallon per minute J-rod, and that joker shoots plenty, right? But we're not real big into cleaning a whole lot of roofs. We're mostly commercial. So a 12 volt system is sufficient for our rigs because we are doing mostly commercial work. Now, if you're out there cleaning roofs every day, sure, you may need a gas roof pump. So it really just depends on like what you're cleaning mostly, right? I don't need a gas roof pump, man. I'm out here cleaning a lot of flat work most of the time. I'm cleaning large commercial buildings. I'm downstreaming them, man. And then I'm swapping over to my X-jet to rinse. So, I mean, I don't really need a Flow Pro. I don't need a gas roof pump. I don't need proportioners. So, based on our rigs, we don't need those things. And when I say that, I'm not hating on the products. All right, like the X6, I think that's an awesome pump. If I were to upgrade anything, that would be what I would get. It's similar to a 12 volt, which is what we use. But there's a lot of electrical components in there that I'm not familiar with. I really don't know if I want to learn how to fix all that stuff. Like I have mastered swapping out a 12 volt pump. I've mastered fixing downstream injectors, swapping those out real quick. I keep 2.1, 2.3, 1.8. I keep, all the little springs inside. I know how to repair them real quick. I'm good at what I'm good at, right? I just don't want to hop into a whole nother level of complexities that I just don't have time for. So when I say things like, hey, you don't need this, you don't need that, I'm really talking to you newer guys that, who are really, really bad about going out there within your first year and buying all these things you don't need. Like your first year, you need to be more focused on finding the work and downstreaming and just learning how to surface clean, learning how to pre and post street washing houses. Okay. Now when you have all this extra money coming in, you're starting to scale and say you're cleaning a lot of roofs. Sure, get you an X6, get you a gas roof pump. That's fine. But just realize that gas roof pump's going to go out at some point. It doesn't matter how many times you flush it out. I recommend the 12 volt system, the X6. I haven't tried the super pump. I've heard the 24 volts are legit, given they're pricier. So are you willing to spend that kind of money for something that's just going to go bad? Things are going to go bad. That's why I love the Everflow and the Remcos. They're cost efficient, they're effective, and if it goes down, I'm not getting a pit in my stomach because it's broken. All right, I can just swap it out, and they don't shoot as far as a gas roof pump, but they get the job done for us, right? We're not out there cleaning these huge roofs. I mean, we don't have any desire to do that. That's not our niche, right? So really just depends on what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. All right, we've got 3 rigs because we show up, we work together as a fleet. We all just tackle particular areas on these commercial properties, and we work together, which also means we don't need all the fancy equipment, right? Because, if I'm going to be on this other side of the building soaping, I can either swap over to my X-jet nozzle, or I get my business partner or tech coming with fresh water behind me. So, working together kind of eliminates us having to have all these fancy things, right? Now, if you're a one-man show and you're trying to do all these big projects, you probably need all the fancy stuff. So you can, eliminate steps, walking to the truck, eliminate steps, to having to do this and that. I understand that, okay? So, but, when I say, hey, you don't need this or that, I'm really talking to you new guys, because you new guys need to be focused on getting work, keeping your quality up, learning how to build a business, and just starting small with your equipment. And then if you want to make these upgrades as you go, fine, but let your demand determine, you know, what to get. Because I mean, there's just no point buying all this equipment when you don't know what your niche is. Like, you don't know what you're gonna be cleaning mostly. Okay, so there's just no guys who go out there and buy these rigs with water-fed pole systems, proportioners, gas roof pumps, 2 machines. I mean, and all your calls are just these small residential jobs. So I mean, you're way overkilled with this fancy rig. I mean, you don't have any commercial work, which is what that rig is really built for. So now you're confused of, man, why I have all these payments for this rig? I don't have any work. All I'm getting is small jobs. Yeah, because you're brand spanking new. Like, you've got to build your brand. You've got to figure out who you want to target. You got to build a book of business before you go out there and spend all this money. That's why I always encourage you guys, quit building these businesses backwards. All right, you got to start small and work your way up. Figure out, you know, what you're going to really specialize in, who you're going to really key in on, and go after it. You know, you can have a big footprint that's going to take longer to grow, or you can really key in on a small area, a couple of services that you really enjoy, and go dominate that space, which is what we've done in the commercial world. You know, all my effort with emails and calls is for commercial work. All of our SEO is for commercial work. And that's what we want to do, you know. And I'm posting organically all the time saying, hey, we're ready for the next big commercial project. So I'm not hating on all these fancy things. I don't think they're necessary. I think they cause a lot more headache. And a lot of you newer guys, if you buy all this fancy stuff, you're not going to know how to fix it. If I can't fix it, I don't want it. That's pretty much all I'm saying. All right, I'm just trying to clear the air. Our rigs are designed for what we do and specialize in, and I'm just expressing that based on my opinions. A lot of this stuff I've already had, didn't like it. So we have 3 rigs that are built the exact same, that work efficiently. We can fix everything easily. We can keep running and operate how we like to, and we get the job done. As long as the end product is up to our standard, doesn't matter how we do it, right? As long as it's efficient and we make the property clean and the customer's happy, that's all that matters. And we are doing that without a lot of the fancy stuff. That's all I'm saying. I'm not hating, but I'm just wanting to share my experiences with y'all again. Anyways, I'm gonna go work out, and then I'll make a video about this property we're gonna be cleaning here in a little bit.